Hey traders, it's Chris. I want to give you a mid-session update. It's 12:40 as I'm starting the video. Okay, so this morning we had the opening low. They made a run to try to close that gap. They got pretty close, but they didn't quite do it, and then it fell away. And now we're back at the lows, testing this 333 area. Really critical. If they break it, then of course we go down to this gap and test this prior low from last week. Or was that Monday? I can't remember. Anyways, there's bounce potential here. This is a live chart, so you can see, kind of what's going on. It's all about the low. If they hold it, then the selling will be arrested. If it breaks, I expect selling to intensify and move down into these areas. There's nothing that tells me, there's nothing bullish going on here. It's just a matter of, is the selling pressure intense enough to break these key levels? Qs, same deal. Bounce was a lot weaker. Open did not even come close to filling the gap, and now we're testing this this gap here at 267.37. That was the prior low, and by my count, going back, this will be the fourth test of this low. So if it breaks, then we're coming down to this 264 to fill this gap, and then potentially down into the low 260 area. So trade it as you like, but I think it favors the bears breaking this level. IWM has been outperforming, as we discussed. It came up to resistance. That would have been a great place to, short into that resistance level. But it hasn't come off a lot, and it's well off the lows of this morning. So I would expect IWM to continue to outperform as money finds its way into these, beaten down small cap stocks going forward. Facebook has been very weak, and you can see here, once it lost, it tried to make a push up. Actually, well, I can't say it closed the gap because it didn't. The gap fill would have been back up here at yesterday's close. Made a feeble attempt and has been selling off ever since. I see 249 in the crosshairs. You may get a little kickback to 255, but I would be shorting any rallies in Facebook. I think it's heading down to this 249 for a big test. You can see there's a $15 wide gap there that remains to be filled. We'll see about that, but right now 249 is in the crosshairs. Apple's been putting up a pretty good fight. It rallied back to close the gap, and then now is down towards the lows. Really needs to break 109 convincingly to bring it down here towards 108, where there's this gap that we had discussed already. It's putting up a fight. I mean, it's a crowd favorite, and it's not going to go easy, but that's what you got to see, the market leaders break in order to get, further downside. But if you had covered your short from yesterday right at the open, I mean, that was a great play. I didn't do that. I held, as painful as it was to see this back touch come up. But so I'm still in those 112.50 puts for next Friday, and obviously hoping that this breaks and moves down. Amazon has been very, very weak. I don't know what's going on there, but did not even participate. This is the daily chart, but it did not participate in that morning bounce at all, and is sitting right on this ledge of support, and there is not much below that. If it were to break convincingly down below, if you're motivated and you've got the funds to do that, I think that would be a great trade if you see this break this 29.75 level is the level that I have marked. Uh, Below that, there's not a lot keeping this up. Microsoft has also been weak, testing the lows. I think we're coming down in here to this 197 area where I have a level, and we'll see what happens there. This kickback rally to close the gap at 204, excuse me. If you were on your toes, that was a great place to locate a short after the gap was filled and up against this level. That would have been a great entry. But even now, if you want to either add to a position or start a new one on a break of today's low, that's perfectly fine as well. I think you want to see the Qs break that the low of day as well to give it a little extra push. But this looks like it's heading lower. Google, same story as really the other ones. Very feeble bounce. Now down here at this 1465. I don't have the levels handy where this might go on a break of this level, but I do have support there. We'll see if that breaks. And I think all of these, I mean, they either break or they hold. I mean, there's no way of dancing around it. I think they're heading lower. Everything I see says lower, but support is support until it's broken. So right here looks like it just took a leg down. Is testing that level, and below there, it's heading lower. Netflix. I've been talking to the guys in the trading room, flagging this break of this 465. I think there's an open door down to 420 on that one. So that's a compelling short with a lot of downside potential. Tesla is down, but not down to its opening low. The key here is this trend line that we've been talking about. If that were to break, I think you'll see some downside there. So keep that in the crosshairs if you're motivated to trade Tesla. I thought it's been interesting that the few long trade ideas, I flipped through them rather quickly, all holding up. Some are a few cents green, some are a few cents red, but by and large holding up really well. I've held off buying those longs, but I'm still very interested. I think that relative strength speaks well of the cyclical trade. I was looking at JetBlue. I was looking at Lamb Weston. Even that Psy play that we're in, that was green this morning. That Nutrien was green the last time I looked. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign for the cyclical trade in general as, money comes out of the tech sector. And the reason that I've held off is, if SPY is going down along with tech, it'll still be hard, even if you're in, good names that are relative outperformers. That's not the same as, going up. So we'll pick our spots. I just want to see how today unfolds a little more before pulling the trigger on some of those longs. Focused on the Qs and the FANG names right now. Looking for further downside. And, there again, stocks can fall a lot faster than they rise. So having short positions in these stocks that are, moving down at a rapid pace. There's more, P&L cash flow potential in being short those names than being long other names, even though they may be outperforming, if you understood that. Okay, let's wrap it up here. Let's see how they handle afternoon trading. And if I see anything monumental, I'll certainly let you guys know. Thanks for your time. Talk to you soon.